fins are.
I wonder who's married. Oh, this him married.
I know.
Did it? That's Larry right there.
Alright, so I'm going to turn on the audio so that I can introduce you to our divers. Give me a moment. Alright then everybody, I'd like you to meet Larry. Alright, your audio's not on? Let me check one more time. I hear you breathing. Alright, we can hear you. I think we need to get that volume turned up, right?
Yes, can you, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me at all?
That's better. We can hear you now.
Okay, maybe if I'll stay up and tell me a little higher. How's that?
Okay, that's much better.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. AV says you are adjusted, so you can come down now.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we can hear him, can't we? Well, let's see. Let's all say hi, Larry, okay? Here we go. Ready? Hi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the aquarium.
All right, fantastic. Just look at the crowd we have. Well, it is a wonderful thing. So, Larry, I told them all that we're going to explore this habitat. So, first of all, it is called the Blue Cavern. So maybe you can tell us about the Blue Cavern.
Sure. This exhibit has about 140,000 gallons, and we have about 600 fish representing 20 different species. It's designed after a popular dive site off of Carnighan Island, and in it you will see the same fish that you see over here, but these are the more predatory, aggressive fish, as well as our kelpworms. The other fish that you might see is next door.
All right, so the other fish next door are smaller and not so fast, so we don't want them inside with the predators. All right, well, hey, which ones are the aggressive fish in here?
Well, believe it or not, the smaller fish, the opal-eyes and the half moon. But like this little leopard shark here swimming right by me, not aggressive. They refer to them as our little puppy dogs. Our leopard sharks, they're probably the most common shark found in the Pacific Ocean. And, yeah, so they are not aggressive at all. And we have, and probably the least aggressive here is our giant sea bass that is swimming just below me. And that's the, looks like that's the male. We got the female right behind me.
Oh, all right, now, so you've noted those great big fish, the giant sea bass, and the diver, for everybody on the left-hand side, is actually trying to feed those fish. So we're handing out a fish. Keep your eye open. Let's see if that big sea bass takes the fish. Is everybody watching?
They tend to be finicky eaters sometimes, so that's Laura trying to entice them. Yeah, there we go.
That was pretty good. All right. So giant sea bass are really very special creatures. We are so fortunate to have a pair that is old enough to spawn and have babies. So about how old do they have to be?
Well, actually, they're about 25 years old, so they're approaching that age. But yes, and we are very fortunate here at the aquarium to have the only spawning pair of giant sea bass in captivity. So these fish, and quite large, and they have a life expectancy of about 75 years.
I'm having my own microphone issues, just let you know.
Okay.
Okay, wow. So, 75 years, just think about that. You guys can all come back about 30 or 40 years later, and they'll probably still be here. I guess we better build a bigger aquarium for them, though. They're going to be really big. Okay, so, great. So I know we're feeding a whole lot of other fish in here, too. So do you have a favorite fish in here to feed?
Yes, I do. I wanted to show you the sheep head. I don't know if you can see it, Valerie. I'm looking around, don't see it, but the reason I like these sheep head is they're part of the rat family, and if you see it while I'm talking, just interrupt and
there he is, right at the bottom, the one with the pink all around the middle.
Yeah. Okay, so that's sheephead. That's the California sheephead, part of the rat family, and all rats are born female, and so the dominant female will change sex and become the male of that group. And if somehow that male either gets caught or dies or whatever, then the next dominant female will change sex and become the male. So, so I don't know if you can see some other females, but they're not quite as colorful as grayish.
Well, there's one, as a matter of fact, by your left fin. So there's a female swimming towards the back.
Yes, it just went towards the back, yeah.
And you can always tell her by the white chin. All right, so fantastic. We've got those guys. We have a whole lot of other bass. Now, I see some big fish right up near the top that are kind of torpedo-shaped. Now, what would they be?
Yeah, those fish are white sea bass. But I'm going to tell you a secret about those white sea bass. Of course, it's obvious to you. Not only are they not white, they are not in the bass family. They belong to the croaker family, and they emit a croaking sound that we can sometimes hear underwater. And they have a success story. In the 80s, they were fished to the point of extinction, just because their numbers got really low. So since then, California Fish and Game established some hatcheries, and since then, along with regulations on full gill netting and things, they have made quite a comeback, and they have released over 500,000 into the open since then.
Wow, that's absolutely a great story. Well, we want to tell you another story, too, that you are looking at a kelp forest. By the way, does anybody see any kelp around here? You see some? Where? Oh, on the beach? You've seen kelp on the beach? Where else? Where else do you see some kelp? Yeah, where? On me, you're right. Okay, but my kelp is not real. But we just want to tell you some really important things about kelp. First of all, without the kelp forest, we would not have all these fish that live in our area. And the kelp is really, really important to the ocean. So let's let Larry tell us about that one.
Sure. Well, first of all, we're very fortunate to have a kelp forest here off the coast of California. There's only 5 places in the world, actually, that sustain a kelp forest. And kelp, it grows at an amazing rate of almost 2 feet per day. And it provides a sanctuary for a lot of the smaller animals. And I know it looks like a plant, but it is not. It's an algae. And it doesn't have a root system. It doesn't transport nutrients or anything, but it has a holdfast at the bottom. And and it's that holdfast actually that not only keeps it attached to the sea bottom, but it also provides food for some of the bottom crustaceans and urchins and things.
All right. Well, that's so important to the ocean. But guess what? It's really important to all of you, every single one of you, because you either eat kelp Good, yeah. Or you use it in some fashion every day of your life. So let's see if anybody can guess something that has kelp in it. I'm going to give you some hints, and you guess. Are you ready? Okay. It's cold, and it's frosty. I love it in the summertime. And it comes in flavors like vanilla and chocolate. And she knows what? Ice cream, you're right. Ice cream, it's got kelp in it. Wow. Why does it have kelp in it, Larry?
Well, the ingredient is kelp. It's an algin, and algin is an emulsifier. It thickens things up, things stick to it, so it's used not only in ice cream, but quite a few products, yeah.
Wow, thick and creamy. So when you put algin in things, it gets real thick and creamy, things that you eat and things that you use. Now, I know this gentleman right here knows one of those things, so I'm going to ask him, what's one of those thick and creamy things? Toothpaste. That's right. So you brush your teeth? Got kelp in it. What else? Does anybody know another thing? Thick and creamy. What do you know that's thick and creamy? Yeah, do you know something thick and creamy? Well, let's try it another way. How many people here washed their hair? Did you wash your hair? Yeah, a lot of you did, huh? Well, it's in shampoo. How many ladies out here use lipstick? Yeah, well, it's in your lipstick. Well, how about guys? How many guys shave? Yeah, okay. I see those cute faces out there. It's in your shaving cream. And I know some of you are going to some parties later on. Guess what? It's in the foam of your beer. Yes, it is. Kelp is in a lot of different foods and things. I'm going to ask one more question. How many people here use hand lotion or body lotion? I bet most of you do. Well, you use kelp. It's really, really important to you. And it's an important business to California as well. Okay, so this is really cool. We got to see our divers see the fish. We got to learn a few things about kelp that maybe you didn't know before. How many people learned something about kelp that you didn't know before? Did you learn something? That's super! All right. Well, you know what? We need to thank our divers for doing such a great job in teaching us all these things. You know what? Our aquarium has about 180 divers who dive for free. Think about that. They're all volunteers, and they do such a wonderful job. So not only do you feed the fish, what else do you do?
Well, we do some cleaning, do the presentation, and the very important part of our job is actually just to observe the fish. We have over 13,000 animals here at the aquarium with only one veterinarian on staff. So he depends on us to let him know if some of the fish are in trouble, sick. He gets to know the different behavior patterns of fish, and so anyway, we pass that on to the staff and we see that.
All right, so they do such a great job. Could you give our diver a hand, please? And does anybody have a question you'd like to ask Larry? Ask the divers. Who's got a good question about the ocean, please? Okay. You got a question? What's your question? Wait a minute, I'm coming. Is the water salty?
Yes, the water is salty.
How about another question? Yes. Is the ocean getting polluted?
Yes, the ocean gets polluted. Good question. Good topic.
It certainly is, and we're sad about that. We hope all of you try to clean up our oceans. Yes. Could there be any poop in that water?
From the fish or?
Fish do it too.
From the diver.
It's possible. But our filters are really, really good, and they just skim it all out of there. Very good. Now let's ask other clean questions. No more poop questions, okay? All right. Okay. We have time for just a couple more questions, so I've got to shoot. Okay, we'll get yours. What is it? Is the ocean cold?
Yeah, it depends on what part of the ocean, what part of the world you're diving. Particular exhibit, the water is probably about, maybe 58 or 59 right now. We keep it between 57 and 63 degrees throughout the year to match the environment that the fish have on the outside.
Okay, I'm going to get this young lady's question. Oh, she wants to know if you can touch a fish.
If I can, well, we're not supposed to, but we do sometimes, yeah.
We need for them to stay natural, okay? All right. So let's see, this young lady right there, and then after her, the boy in the blue shirt. Yes. Uh-oh, I'm going to have to go over there. Can't hear. How long can a scuba diver stay underwater?
That's an excellent question. It depends on how deep he is, because the deeper you go, the less amount of time and air that you have. So on a typical dive, say out at Laguna, 30 or 40 feet.
There's two types of divers. Which one are?
That's about an average. Okay, we have time for just one more question here, so I promise this young man in the blue shirt. All right, how do the tides in the ocean affect the fish?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. How do they affect the fish? Well, I can tell you one example that from the tide, like when turtles come ashore, at certain times, they come at different times, and the tide has something to do with it. But that's about all I know about that. So maybe you have something further. Valerie.
Well, I think there are lots of things. There are a lot of fish that like to stay way out deep, and if the tide is high and it comes in shallow, the fish will swim back to the deeper waters. All right. Well, we just think it's absolutely wonderful that you folks are all here today. You're sharing your day with us. We hope you will see the next dive show, which will be at 2:30. That's going to be upstairs in our tropical Pacific. So make sure you plan to see our divers at 2:30. They will be feeding the tropical fish. And you can very quickly come maybe and give our divers a high five at the window. I know Larry would be glad to meet you.